Is it just me, or does everyone think you have to indulge in the drinking culture at university in order to get that true uni experience? Like going pre-drinking from 9 p.m. to club until 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning. And to those who do it often, I asked them why they do it. And their answers was to get that full uni experience, which was getting hammered every Wednesday and Friday night. But what they never mention is the other side of it, because while they were all out, I had the entire flat to myself at that point. And honestly, those nights were something else, as I could blast my own music as loud as I want. I could literally cook wherever I feel like it, roll out on this new contraption we built in the living room here with all the sofas, without a care in the world. And that was literally my Wednesday and Friday nights, and I look forward to it as just as much as they looked forward to their nights for going out. Now don't get me wrong, I've been in university for close to a year now, and I've been to several clubs and house parties. I even ended up till 3 a.m. on a night out without the need to drink a single sip of alcohol. And honestly, I had the time of my life there, and I didn't need a single drop to get there. Now for those who are about to go to university or decided not to go to university, let me set the scene for you. It's a Friday night, everyone has finished off their lectures roughly around 7 p.m. and you hear that someone is hosting prees at their accommodation. So you go back to your accommodation, get ready for the night ahead, and usually the guys go out to grab all the drinks while the girls stay behind and get prepared for the night, doing the makeup and all that. And by 9:30, people end up arriving, and it's a very slow crowd to begin with a few people coming in. And the place actually seems quite chill though, where you can actually vibe and talk to others properly. As more and more people come in, it goes from that chill vibe to such a chaotic mess, with people playing these different stuff like drinking games, getting random dares. Like one of them was more of a punishment than a dare. Like if you came in late to the party, you had to do a thing called shoey, where you get your stinky shoe out and people pour their mixture of drinks inside your shoe, and you have to drink that in one go. If you don't, more punishments come your way. And someone even volunteered to do that. He didn't even get volunteered to do that. But besides the point, that's one of the things. And for someone like me who doesn't drink alcohol, this environment can be easily overstimulating to anyone who isn't just that bit tipsy. That's why people who drink alcohol try to fit in with the environment around them and loosen up socially. But for me, it's an environment that I can kind of tolerate, as I normally split off with the main group of my friends and just chill with them in a corner to chat while I just sip on my mocktail, which is non-alcoholic by the way, just to let you know. This continues up to 11:30 p.m. where it's finally time for everyone to leave the accommodation and head to the club. Everyone is in their one big group just to make sure no one gets left there behind and everyone gets there properly. And as you finally scan the code in to get in through the doors, you can hear the music thumping so loudly through the doors. As you step inside, you're greeted with a crowd of people who are packed densely together, and each one of them are trying to dance, but everyone keeps bumping into each other, and then a few scraps might happen because of that. And for this, you have different rooms with different music genres, from white girl music to your house music. And from a sober point of perspective, you have no idea what's going on, especially for this being your first time and you just cling to the group you came in with. For me, I'm an energetic guy, so I was kind of actually happy to dance to the music, and it was enough to keep me entertained until 3 a.m. However, being sober means you remember everything going into the club. The special guests that go in there to promote the place, people who do questionable lines, if you know, you know, on the toilet, and harassments of all calibers or measures. And ignoring the bad things, it's actually a nice vibe to dance freely to music without anyone caring, as everyone will forget the next day anyways. And as we walk on the way home when we leave the club, you may see a lot of people in these different late night shops, mainly kebab shops around where I was, since that was the easiest way to sober up and reduce that hangover feeling the next day. So these bossman shops be thriving during these times. And that pretty much summarizes the typical night out from my personal experience. Now you may wonder why someone like me doesn't want to actually join into that kind of culture. Well, I have a few reasons to mention. First of it would be my family history. Sometimes when me and my family were invited to weddings, we had a thing called a jaggle in our Punjabi culture, where you meet at a venue, you eat, and you basically dance to music before the wedding day actually happens. And during this time, my uncles end up getting so drunk that they try to enter the back of the bar during closing times just to get more drinks. The workers told him to go back politely, but the alcohol just took over the system, and he had no other emotion except rage, where he pushed even hard to get them out of the way to get his drink. Then security get involved, and but my uncle's friends try to back him up, so you have some big meatheads clashing with each other and fighting each other in the security teams. And this caused all of us to actually get kicked out and ruin a very special night for the bride and groom. Secondly is how I see people already behaving when they're on alcohol. Range from being in different ways of being loud and disruptive to making bad decisions and you're in a very risky situations. For example, I had some friends who went out clubbing one night, and when they came back at 3 a.m., they had drunk way too much and they lost consciousness in the elevator as they came back up and banged their head on the wall of the elevator, causing them to actually like collapse and just have a seizure, like a bad seizure in there. This caused my flatmates to come out at 3 a.m. because they're good friends with them, and they had to call the ambulance twice just to get their help to help my friend out here because she was having a bad seizure where her whole body was twisting and turning all vigorously. They had to stay up from 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning, all because that one person got carried away with their alcohol intake and ended up having to take medication a month after. There's all this hype and rave about going to your club for the first time as soon as you get into uni. And I see the appeal from their perspective, but going clubbing once or twice a week gets very repetitive over a long period of time, and it can easily get very expensive. One of my friends who spends on an average 50 to 70 pounds on drinking and clubbing each time they go out, which adds up severely as most people on student finance don't even have enough to cover their rent. Like my rent right now is 2.2, meanwhile some people are getting 1.6 from the student finance, so they have to make up from their parents. And all that just to feel like shit the next day and not even remember the night properly before. Compared to if you were sober like me, you would. Even to those who were like hardcore outgoing people to the clubs, you eventually just get burnt out doing the same thing each night and just having to deal with these bad situations each time. And you might wonder how I managed to do all these things while remaining sober. Well, it breaks down to these 4 points. Number 1, know the type of person you are. The confidence and energy you give off depends on the type of person you are. So that's why you see people who are more introverted kind of drink more at parties if they ever go, just to let loose. However, it can make you a fake version of yourself. And if you can't enjoy these kind of spaces slightly sober with or without friends, it's probably not your type of place to be in. Number 2, develop your social skills rather than using substances. Since I had to take a gap here and was separated from my current group of friends a lot, I chose to develop my social ability by communicating with random people in areas I was already confident in, like the gym or other social settings. And this helped me out massively as it allowed me to be more adaptable and talk to a wider range of people, which allowed me to fit in well without being forced into different environments. And you can connect with people in university by just doing the simple things of talking and laughing, without drinking, as I would say I'm living proof of that. Number 3, choose the right people to surround yourself with. I've managed to choose some good quality people around me, and these good people would respect your boundaries like that and never peer pressure you into doing it. And finally, number 4, find better environments. If you feel like you're forced into clubbing environments in order to not be that odd one out in university or in your friend group, then stick to environments that you're more comfortable in. Like finding people, I don't know, in the gym, climbing, activity clubs, or smaller social settings, whatever it may be that you're comfortable in. You don't have to go clubbing in order to have this social life in uni as everyone makes it seem that you have to do. However, heads up, if you join some sports clubs, some of them are quite questionable. Like the rugby team that we have for the boys side here, basically tell the second years to pick any first year person and you become their designated person to do weird challenges. You basically become a bitch to them. Yes, if you're dealing with any type of peer pressure and you don't know how to counter it, just make sure you stand on business. Make sure you say no confidently. Don't over explain why you're saying no, as if they press on and try to make you pressured to doing it, they clearly don't respect your boundaries. And if so, walk away, as those people won't even better your life in any sort of way. So, to end this video off, you don't actually need alcohol to have fun. You need confidence, the right people, and the right environment. And once you figure that out, alcohol becomes irrelevant. Comment the random word, dismiss owl, to let me know that you made it this far in the video. And tell me about your experiences of university if you've already been to some or clubbing experiences, and your opinion on what I've said. I'll be reading all the comments, and comment if you want to hear any other topics from me, from my personal uni experience or just in general. And I'm sorry to anyone who expected better editing in this time compared to my last videos, as I just tried something new, different with the animations and all that, and yeah, it didn't go out as planned, but I wanted just to post this anyways because I think it's a good video. So, and it's been a while since I edited properly, so sorry about the drop in quality if there is some, if you see that, there definitely is, so sorry about that. But if you made this far, thank you so much either way, as it means so much to me. So thank you for all that you've done, and see you in the next one.